I know you and I talked the other day that there's this often overlooked gem that managers don't consider when trying to fill an open position is looking at your internal candidates. Maybe there's somebody right-sized in your organization that could take on that new challenge and maybe is a great fit. And then you could supplement somebody from the outside coming in doing a known job, and that person can kind of help that next person coming in adjust while they take on the new challenge. Is there any thoughts or any discussion around that?
Yeah, I think that is a really interesting approach. I'll use a phrase from a colleague: to feed two birds with one scone, as opposed to kill two birds with one stone was deemed too violent. I'm like, oh, I like that. This concept of, again, you're losing people, you're going to lose some more, but we're not going to give up on retention. Right. So Jared, as you're saying, that lateral move or whatever that move internally is, from taking someone who really was in a great spot pre-madness, and now whichever of those drivers of disengagement were shaken, maybe all four, can we move them into a role that better aligns to that job clarity, what they feel they're good at, what they want to be doing, fit with manager, the missing ingredient to a team that needs something new and different. Those are pieces we can address via a lateral move. And that is a fresh start, a new job. What they're probably looking for on LinkedIn jobs and Indeed, et cetera, they could find internally. And it's like retaining a client as opposed to going to have to go sell and acquire a new customer. It's just, it's a big win, and it's a win across the board. And I love what you're saying, and I hadn't looked at it that way till we chatted. That lateral move actually plugs a hole that you're probably struggling to plug that was created by a resignation. And now you're out there, and it's a battle. A lot of open jobs, a lot of people looking, regionally remote in the office, a lot of challenges. So if you can fill that gap and at the same time revitalize someone's career in your organization, what a win. I mean, what a win-win. And I feel like one hand isn't talking to the other right now. In a lot of organizations, we're looking externally to fill that gap or a new job as our company recovers, and we're worried that he or she are going to leave, and then they leave and we don't know what to do. We need to connect the dots. And I mean, there's some great opportunities to do so.
I think so. And, from that aspect of, you look at jobs where people are doing really, really well, they maybe been doing it for a while, and they maybe are looking for a change. And those people who really are good at building a process around it, right? So they've got their own way of doing it. It's repetitive, and it's a very smooth process, right? Uninterrupted. This person gets their work done a majority of the time. Those are ideal candidates to look at internally and say, hey, look, we maybe have this other opening or gap. Are you open to exploring that? Because we think you're aligned either from a behavior standpoint or from a team standpoint, a manager standpoint, these other things you're talking about. And it's a new way to re-engage them and bring them, into creating more value for the business and being a bigger part of it. Plus, because they've created that process already, it's a lot easier to slide somebody from the outside into that role. And there's a method already. There's a method of coaching as well. So I really, implore business owners to really look at that piece of it, because it's a very valuable piece that could yield big dividends in today's age. If you want to recommend somebody to appear on the podcast as a guest, please email us at info@opsqc.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a podcast, please reach out to us at the same email. We'd love to have your support.